So tonight, Mr. Rochester for the most part, and I watched Elizabeth Allen's Aquamarine. Came out in 2006, which at the time I was 20 years old and totally not the right target audience for this movie. But I'm kind of bummed that I didn't see it because it's delightful and I probably would have loved it. It's too bad they targeted like 13-year-olds. Um, I loved it so much. Um, wow. According to Wikipedia, it was filmed in Australia, although it's set in Florida. Interesting. Fox does have a studio there, so that kind of makes sense. Um, so it stars Emma Roberts and JoJo, the singer, as two girls who this is their last week with each other. JoJo plays her mom is moving to Australia because she's a marine biologist, and Emma Roberts lives with her grandparents because her parents died in an accident and they drowned, and so she's sort of afraid of the water even though she lives at the beach. And they have a huge crush on the lifeguard, as one does, even though they're supposed to be like 12 or 13 and he's like 17. Um, and then one day, magically, after a big storm, Aquamarine the mermaid shows up in their pool, and she's played by Sarah Paxton, and she's there because she was about to get married to someone she didn't want to get married to, and she convinced her father to let her prove to him that love exists. And so they try to set her up with the lifeguard guy, and then shenanigans happen. But the movie ends up really being about one being true to yourself, and that's all Aquamarine's all about that. And two, and this is like a spoiler, two, in the end, the guy is like can't fall in love with her in 3 days because that's like ridiculous, right? And he's like, let's work on it. And she's just like, bah. And she's about to get pulled back into the ocean, and the two girls jump in to save her, and they're like, "But we love you!" And then, boom! It's like that was their love. It was friendship love. I cried. It made me cry. It's the kind of movie that if I were 13 and I saw this movie, it would be my favorite movie, and I would probably watch it like 15,000 times. Like even I'm like going on 29 soon, and I loved it so much, so I can only imagine how much I would have super loved it when I was 13. It's sort of like The Princess Diaries. That was the movie. I think that one came out when I was like 15, but that kind of movie, like that age, and you just need a movie like this. I wish I knew like a 12-year-old so I could be like, dude, watch this movie, you'll love it. Apparently, maybe I'll meet a 12-year-old and then or I need to have kids and then I'll have them watch this movie. That would be a 12-year investment though, so I guess that doesn't really work. Who knows if movies will even exist 12 years in the future. Turned dark all of a sudden. Okay, this movie is adorable. It's on HBO Go. You should watch it. It's from 2006. It's directed by Elizabeth Allen. It's based on a novel by Alice Hoffman. She also wrote Practical Magic. All of the actresses are fantastic. It's just such a cute movie. Mr. Rochester has fallen asleep. It's a cute movie. It has a lot of heart, and it comes from a good place, and it has a really powerful message about accepting yourself and the importance of friendship. That I love movies that are sweet like this because there's so many bitter movies. Sometimes we just need happiness. This movie has that. It's got a little bit of magic, and it also has it's got some teen angst in it also, but I think it's like a less, it's not the like depressing teen. Like I'm sure these girls have their moments where they're super depressed and dark, but what we're seeing is the like sunny side of teen angst, if that makes sense. And it really worked. Like it reminded me of summers I've had as a kid with my best friend. How much fun we had. It's just a delightful movie. 2006's Aquamarine, directed by Elizabeth Allen. Delightful, delightful.